They started the season as relegation candidates. They finished it heading to Wembley in the playoff final. Guys, Huddersfield Town are heading to Wembley after their 2-1 aggregate victory over Luton Town. And it was a very, very late goal from Jordan Rhodes, which sealed it. Much like the League One playoffs, not quite as late, but we've seen Sunderland get a late goal, and now Huddersfield Town getting a late goal to secure their place in the Championship playoffs. What a massive, massive win for Huddersfield Town, and what a great 2 legs for our as neutrals out there. You know, the first leg and the second leg, both very end-to-end and fantastic watches all the way through. Guys, before I jump into the rest of the video today, help me out. Hit that like button, and if you are new here, please do subscribe to the channel as well. We're 12 subs of 2,600, so let's get us there before the end of this season. But let's celebrate Huddersfield Town, because what a great victory that was. And it was a very tough 2 legs over both legs, really. 1-1 at Luton. I actually predicted that score. I then went on to say in my predictions that Huddersfield Town would win 2-0. I almost got it right. Of course, it's finished 1-0. Late goal coming from Jordan Rhodes. And to be fair, it looked a bit uncertain when Huddersfield's top scorer, Danny Ward, did go off. You did wonder what was going to happen there. How were they going to fare? I mean, of course, he was looking like the person that would be the talisman, either him or obviously Toffolo in this particular game. But you probably would have backed Danny Ward to be the guy that went and got the goal. But of course, his injury, questions yet whether he's going to be out for the playoffs final or he will be back. But of course, they brought on seasoned pro when it comes to the Championship, Jordan Rhodes, who hadn't actually had much game time this season, but he's gone and took his moment when it's really mattered. And what a great bit of play it was. And I think the game itself as a neutral was an absolute joy to watch. This leg in particular, I found such an interesting watch, very end-to-end, tackles flying in. You could see what it meant to both teams. And let me just throw a little bit of credit towards Luton Town as well, going into this with many injuries, having to play players that weren't fully fit. And to be fair, they closed the season. They lost 7-0 to Fulham, but they had over 10 injuries at the time. They've battled really well, and let's wish them the best as well coming into obviously next season. Of course, having to go back into the Championship again for Luton Town. Maybe a bit disappointed, the fans, but at the same time, it's been such a fantastic journey for them, and I'm sure it will continue in positive light. But Huddersfield Town, as I said at the start of the video, started off this season as relegation candidates. And to be honest, you could sort of see why. It was a very negative end and a very negative season in general for Huddersfield Town last season. Of course, just 6 points away from relegation. And I think without any major real change looking from the outside in, I think people did honestly believe, I mean, a lot of the pundits, I didn't think Huddersfield would potentially be that bad, but I did think they'd finish in the bottom half of the table. Some pundits are actually saying this could be Huddersfield time to go down. They've completely flipped that. They started the season very well. At the time, the start of the season, from what I remember, weren't really playing the best football, but were picking up results, and that's all that really matters. And then following on from that, the football kind of flowed. It got better, and it was quite a consistent season for Huddersfield Town. And coming into this playoff final now, they now sit 9 unbeaten. The last defeat, of course, came to another already promoted Bournemouth, and I believe that was their only home defeat in this calendar year. Of course, that stat won't matter because Wembley Stadium is a neutral stadium, but it really does show that Huddersfield are going into this in great form. And I think of those 9 unbeaten, I believe that they've won 7 of them, I want to say, at least 6. It's 6 or 7 of those games as well. So, you know, this isn't just a case that they've pulled off draws. They're not just hard to beat. They've also been pulling off big wins as well. I tipped Huddersfield Town to win the playoffs, and you know what? Not sure who's going to go through yet, of course, whether it be Sheffield United, whether it be Nottingham Forest. Of course, if you're watching this tomorrow, you might already know the answer to that. But I predicted Huddersfield to win the playoffs. And you know what? After watching those 2 legs, I still think they've got it. I really do. It's going to be a very good challenge, whoever they come up against, because Forest and Sheffield United both looked very convincing and very good in that first leg. of their ties, but we knew that this was going to be a big battle, and I am tipping Huddersfield Town still to make it into the Premier League, and what an amazing season for them it will be if they manage to turn this around. Guys, it doesn't matter who you support, whether you're a neutral, whether you're a Huddersfield Town fan, let me know your thoughts on this. Great game, and more importantly, how do you think Huddersfield Town are going to get in that playoff final? Are they going to go all the way? Are they going to be playing in the Premier League next season? And, you know, as I said at the start of the video, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and hopefully I'll see you on the next one. Goodbye.